Hello guys, welcome to my channel TypeScript Automate. So this is my fourth video for the Playwright with TypeScript series. So in this video, I would be covering required options of VS Code and the Playwright extension. So these are all the different options from the Visual Studio Code and the Playwright which we are going to use for our Playwright journey. So let's start. So let me open the VS Code. So here into the VS Code, there is this file option. Inside this, there are various sub options which are available. Let me cover the important options which we are going to use. So let me start with this open folder option. So into this open folder, let's say if you want to create a new project from the scratch, okay, inside any folder. So you can click here onto the open folder, or if you want to reuse any of the old folder, or you want to open the old project, so you can click onto this open folder. And from here, let's say if you want to create a new folder, so you can right click here new and folder, and you can give any name which you want to use, and then you can open it. For now I would be opening this already selected folder or already created folder, this Playwright with TypeScript concepts, and that's it. It will open this particular folder. You would be able to see that name here and all the subfolders and subfiles here. Okay, so apart from this, into this file, there is this exit option which will take kind of close this VS Code. There's this close folder option which will close the folder which we just opened. Okay. Apart from this, there is the auto save option is there, right? So by default, once you install the this VS Code, this option will not be checked. Let me uncheck this option. Okay. So if this auto save is not checked, so if you make any changes into any of the file, let me make change here. Okay, let me delete this thing. So here you would be able to see this dot icon here, right? So it means that this particular file is not yet saved, and you'll have to click onto this file and press save option, or you will have to onto the keyboard you will have to press this Control S. Okay. So let me do that. So see, now that dot icon is gone. And if you don't want to do this thing, you check this autosave option. So if you make any changes into the file, it will automatically get saved for all the files. Let's say if there are 5 files and you are making any change into any of the file, it will automatically get saved. Okay. So yeah, these are all the important options which were there into this file section. Apart from this, let me cover this Explorer section where there are various options which are available. So into the Explorer section, you would be able to see different subsections. So let's start with the folder which we have just opened. Okay, this Playwright with TypeScript concepts. So inside this, you would be able to see different files and subfolders here. So let's say if I want to create a new file inside this test examples, so I can click here onto this new file icon, or I can right click onto this text examples folder, and here I can click onto this new file, right? So once I click here, I would be able to give the file name. For now, let me give it demo1 dot ts, and that's it. You can hit enter, and this particular file will get created and opened here into the editor section. Let me close it for now. If you want to create any subfolder also at any location, so just select that folder. Okay, and from here you can click onto this new folder and can give any name. For now, let me give this dummy and hit enter. This folder will get created. Apart from this, there is this refresh option, so it will refresh your project folder. Okay, and then there is this collapse folder option into the Explorer. So once you will click on it, it will kind of collapse all the subfolders which were open. So let me click on it. So see, all the subfolders got collapsed. Okay, so apart from this, there is this open editor section where you would be able to see whatever the files which are open into this editor section. And if you want to open some more files, you would be able to see them here. Let me open this examples. So see here, it will appear. And if I want to create a new file, directly new text file, I can click here, new untitled text file. Apart from that, there is this save all option. If I want to save any of the file, let me create this new file. Okay, and if I want to click here onto the save, it will save all the changes which we have done. And there is this close all editors option. So once I click on it, it will close all the files which were open into the editor. Okay, and from this three icon, if you will click here, which are besides this explorer, so you would be able to see what are all the sections which you want to see. Let's say if I don't want to see this open editor section, so I can click here and this particular section will gone. Let me select it. Okay, so now coming on to the next option, which is this search option. So inside this search text box, we can give any of the name. So there is this kick file which is there inside this test name, which is kickstart with playwright is available. So if I click here, it will open that file and see it will highlight that kick section or the kick string which we have just written. And there is this basic option which is also available. So if I click onto this and press basic, and once I click here replace all, so at whatever the location or whatever the file where this kick is available, it will replace it with the basic string. So see, replace one occurrence across one file with the basic. That's it, replace. So see here it got replaced. Now coming on to the next option, which is this extensions. So once you click here onto this extensions icon, here you would be able to see the various extensions, the installed one and the recommended one. If you want to search any new extension, that also you can search here. For now, let me search this Chrome. So here you would be able to see various name related to the Chrome, and whatever the extension which you want to install, you can click on that, and you can, like, this is already installed section. Let me click here. So from here, if you want to install that particular extension, you can click onto this install. Okay, and if the extension is already installed, let me clear here. So see here you would be able to see all the installed sections. So if you want to uninstall or disable that particular extension, that also you can do. Here you would be able to see all the details related to that particular extension. Let me close it. Now coming on to the next option, which is this particular section. Okay, let's start with this problems. So let's say if in my particular file, if I make any change which will kind of create compile time error. So see here, let me go here. So see here, you would be able to see this red underline, and you would be able to see whatever the cause of this particular error. Okay, so there are these two errors which are appearing under this problem section. So in this problem section, you would be able to see all the errors which are appearing into this file, which is open into the editor. Okay, so the same error you would be able to see here once you mouse over onto this error and you click onto the view problem. So here see the same error, the cannot find name test one. Did you mean test? So which is appearing here, and if I click onto the next, you would be able to see the second error, test one not defined. Okay, I can close it. And if I correct this thing, right, it should be test. So my error will be gone. So see, now there are no error into my file. Now coming on to this testing section. So this particular section will appear once we install this extension Playwright test for the VS Code. So here you would be able to see this Playwright extension where there are various options which we would be using for our Playwright thing. So let me start from top. So here into this particular section, you would be able to see this test explorer. Okay, and this refresh, let's say if you have created a new file which is not appearing into this test explorer section, so you can click onto this refresh, all the files would be able to you would be able to see here. Okay, now there is this run tests option. Okay, so if you click directly here, so it will kind of execute both these files, right? Example spec.ts and the kickstart.spec.ts. Let me open that second file also here. So this is already provided file for the Playwright as the demo. So if I click onto this run all option, so once I click here, it will start executing my test cases. Okay, for all these two files. So this got already executed within seconds, and the second file is currently getting executed. So see, now all my tests got executed. So into this kickstart there are two tests, and into this example there are two tests. So four passed I am able to see here. Okay, now let me click this small arrow to select the different configuration. So by default my test cases got executed onto this Chromium. If I want to execute it onto the WebKit or onto the Firefox, let me do the execution onto the Firefox. So see here again the execution started, and this time my test cases will get executed onto the Firefox. See, for now it is into the headless mode, so you would not be able to see the browser. So now the execution is done. Here into this section also you would be able to see the output. What are all the output for the different tests which got executed. So see, these are all the different tests: hash title, get started, link, basic test with Playwright, and this got executed and all are passed. Now coming on to the next option, which is the debug test option. So for now, once we executed the scripts through this run test, we were able to see the output into this test results tab, right? If I click onto this debug option, I would be able to see all the results into this debug console. So for now, I have not put any debug point, so my tests will get executed directly. And for the debug, you would be able to see the browser, right? Because it is the debug mode, so you should be able to debug it into the browser. Let me put a debug point into this example, and after this, let me put a debug point. So to put the debug point, you need to click onto that particular number. Let's say here I want to put the debug point onto the seventh line. So before the number, there is this red dot. Once you mouse over, you would be able to see this dot here. Once you click here, so see it kind of put the back this breakpoint here. Okay. So once I run my test case into the debug mode under this testing section, so it will get stopped. My execution will get stopped at this particular line. Let me do this. So once I click here, so it will start the execution, and once it comes to this line, the execution will stop. So see here, you would be able to see the time, how much time it is taking. So see, now at this particular point, my script got stopped and the browser is open here at this. Okay. So from here, if I want to if I want to continue kind of execution, I can do it from here. If I want to step over, I can do this. So it will go to the next step. If I do this step into, it will go inside this particular step. It will take you from that particular step out. Let's say if you are inside this function, okay, and if you want to come out, it will automatically take you out of there. There is this restart option which will restart the execution, and if you want to stop the execution, you can click here. Okay, so automatically once it is into the debug mode, it will take you here onto the debug option, run and debug option here, right? Okay, so for now let me resume it. So once you resume it, it will go to the next test and it will execute all the test case. If you have put this debug option at or the breakpoint at any other line, it will again stop there. Okay. Now coming on to this configuration section for this debug. So similarly, for the run, we were able to see these options. So if you want to do the debugging onto Chrome or Firefox or onto the Safari, so accordingly you can select these options. Okay. So now coming on to the next option, which is show output. So show output is this particular section which we are able to see. So let's say if I'm on to this particular run, okay, and if I press this show output, so it will come on to the latest run which just happened, and it will show you all the outputs here. And now coming on to the next, there are these basic options which you can kind of check later. Now coming on to this filter section. So let's say here you can search any text, okay, or if you want to see the failed test case, that also you can do. Let me fail one of my test case. Let let's fail this one. Okay, now I'm intentionally failing this particular example spec.ts. This has title test. Let me run the execution. So currently this breakpoint is there, but I have directly executed it into the normal mode, so it will not start, or sorry, it will not stop at this particular breakpoint, and execution will happen. But intentionally we have failed this particular test. So here this particular line was expecting the title to have the playwright, but we have entered it as the playwright 123, so it got failed. And if I want to see that field test case from here, so I can click here and show only field test, so you would be able to see only the field test case here. You can also type this at the rate field here into the search section, so you would be able to see those field thing. If I clear it, I would be able to see all the test cases which got executed. Okay, there are also this active files only, which it will show. Let's close it. Let me show you. If I click onto the show inactive files only, so see, for now it is only showing that kickstart file. We have closed that example file, so it is not showing it. If I click here again, so I would be able to see this file also. Okay, now coming on to the next option. So there also onto that particular file, let's say this is the test folder. Okay, once we expand it, you would be able to see the files. These are all the two different test scripts files, and inside this you would be able to see all the different test blocks which are there, right? So if you want to run the complete folder, you can click onto this run button. If you want to run only the example.ts again, okay, so you can again click here, or if you want to run this, so you can click here. So see, again my only this particular file, whatever the tests which are present here will get executed. Now coming on to this debug, so let's similarly, if you want to run a specific file or the folder or a specific test also, if you want to run, you can click onto this debug for that particular file folder. Okay, now coming on to the next option, which is this go to test. So this is I find this option very useful. Let's say this particular test got failed, right? I can directly click here, go to test. It will open that particular file and it will take you to this particular test, right, which got failed. So let me correct it. So if I correct it, okay, it was getting failed because of this thing 123 which I've corrected it, and let me run this particular test only, right, as title. So if I run it, so only this test will get executed and I would be able to see the result here, right? See, test results, one of one got executed and passed, right? And here into this output section, you would be able to see that run. Okay. Okay. So now coming on to the different Playwright extension options which are there apart from this Explorer section. So there is this Playwright section where we would be able to see this show browser, right? So by default, if you have noticed, once we executed all the tests using this run test, so I was not able to see the browser. Okay, but if I check this show browser option and if I again click onto this run test, so I would be able to see the browser also where my test case is getting executed. Let it run. So see, the browser got opened and my test is getting executed, and my all the test got executed. Still the browser will, it will keep the browser open for your further debugging thing, or for your for locating more options which you want to do, so you can do it from here. Okay, so let me tell you one thing before proceeding further. Into the Playwright, we get this particular playwright.config.ts, right? So here we can also provide that particular section where we want to open the browser, but here for now we have not done any of the setting where we want to use the headed browser, so that's why it is by default it is taking that headless thing. So this particular portion, this config file, I would be covering into my next videos, but for now uh, let me continue with the other options. So this show browser option you have used. Let me uncheck it. Now there is one more option which is show trace viewer. So if you check this particular option, so it will open the trace viewer. Okay. So let me run the execution again. So this option is checked, and once I click onto this run, okay, let me close it. Okay, so see this trace viewer got opened. So trace viewer is kind of the thing where you would be able to see, or you would be able to debug your test cases after the execution, whatever all the details which you want to see, which test case got executed, what is the action which was performed onto it, so you would be able to see it. So see, for now this all the four test cases got passed, and this Playwright trace viewer is open. So to see the details here into the trace viewer, we need to click on to the tests. Okay, so let me click on to this one. Okay, so once I click on to any of the tests which got executed, so the details related to it you would be able to see here into the Playwright trace viewer. I would be covering this Playwright trace viewer into my different video. This is good feature of the Playwright. For now, you can see here whatever the test which got executed. So inside this, you would be able to see the various details, the screenshot, what are all the actions which got performed. Let's say this page.go to, and it has opened this particular page. So before performing this particular action, the blank thing was there. Once this command got executed, we were able to see this page get loaded. Okay, similarly for the we clicked onto this particular link, so before it we were not able to see this thing. Once we clicked here, it kind of clicked onto this get started, right? So this happened. Okay, for now that's it onto the Playwright test viewer, but I would be making a different video for this Playwright test viewer. So let me close it. Now coming on to the pick locator, let's close this option or unselect this option. Let's say you are kind of automating a web page, right? And if you want to locate the different elements into the Playwright, so there is this pick locator option. Once you click here, So it will open the browser. It will take some time to open the browser. I have already clicked on it, pick locator. Let's wait. So see, the browser got opened. I think I've by mistake I've clicked onto it 2 times. Let me close the one tab. So let me search any application here. So let's say google.com. So here you would be able to see the Google page here, and let's say, so see, onto this Google page, if you want to get information or get the locator for a particular text box or button or any element, right? So you can mouse over on that particular element. So see, at the below this button you are able to see that get by role. So this is the locator which we can use for our script to detect that particular element. Let me click here, and once I click here, you would be able to see here this pick locator section, and whatever the locator which was there you would be able to see here. Okay, you can hit enter to copy this particular locator details, or you can escape to cancel it. Let me copy it, and let's say if I want to use that locator anywhere, so I can just paste it, right? We would be covering this locators, how we can detect the locator into the upcoming videos. So that's it onto this pick locator option. Now coming on to this record new. So this is kind of recorder, right? Let's say if I want to record all my action for any particular website. So once I click here, so Playwright will kind of start the recording. So see here, you would be able to see this into this pop-up. So now this browser window is open. So whatever the actions which you perform here, it will get recorded. Okay, let me again search this google.com, hit enter. So see, this Google page is open. Let me click on to the sign in button, and then let me enter any email ABC, or let me enter my email test code automate @gmail.com. Now let me click on to the next button. Okay, it is giving this message. So for now, let me close this browser. So see, whatever the actions which we performed got recorded here, right? So see, we went to this particular link, then we clicked on to this sign in button, then we clicked on to this email or phone text box. So whatever the action which we performed, right? So which got recorded here. Then we filled this particular value, and then we clicked on to the next button. So whatever the actions which we performed got recorded, and it automatically created the script for that, and this new file got created here, right? See here, you would be able to see whatever the recorded file which are there. We can execute it again. Let me execute this test2 spec.ts which got created. So once I click here, it will kind of execute that particular test. Only this test it is kind of executing. Here it is searching, waiting onto this particular line. So it got executed into the headless mode by default. If you want to see that execution, let me click onto this show browser, and again click onto this run button. So the whatever the actions which you performed, you would be again able to see it through our script. We are kind of rerunning those options, right? See, we opened this Google, it clicked on to the sign in, it entered the email value, and then clicked on to the next button. Okay, let me close this browser also for now. So it got recorded, right? So this option, let's say for your project, if you want to record any part, so you can use this option. Now coming on to the next option, which is record at cursor. So basically, let's say if I'm at this particular location, okay, and from here I want to do put that particular recorded code, right? So I can do that by using this option. Let me click onto this record at cursor. So once I click on it, it will again start the recording. So see, it has opened that blank page. Here again I can search any value, right? Let me search the play playwright.dev here. Okay, so oh, sorry, playwright. Okay, so I have opened this particular site, and again if I click this dock here and then I click onto this installation button, so see at the background it is at at this particular position we left the cursor, right? So it is kind of noting down all the actions which I performed, right? Initially I put this link wrong, so it has taken that value. Then again I put this playwright correct value, it took it. Then we clicked on to this different docs and installation link, so all those actions got recorded, right? I can cancel it. Let's say if I'm done with the recording, I can cancel it from here also. And if I can also close the browser. Okay, so if I want to again execute this, it got recorded into this example.spec.ts, right? Let me again run this test only. Currently it is running into the headed mode because this option is selected. So see, it is again executing it. So see, my all the options got executed. We are currently onto this installation, which is the last line which got performed. Okay, now coming on to this close all browser option. So if you are any of the browser which is open, you can directly close it, or there are so many browsers, you can click on to this close all browser. So it will automatically get closed. Okay, now coming on to the next option, we have covered this problem, debugging, debug console, test results you have already seen. This terminal option, which is also there, which is very important section, where I mean into the playwright, apart from executing these test cases or debugging test cases from the playwright extension, there are various commands which we can fire, and through this we can do various things, like we can execute the script, we can execute it into the headed or the headless mode, which we did it through this option. So all those things we can do through this terminal section by firing the command. Let me, for now, for an example, let me fire one basic command. I would be showing you all the different options or the different commands which are there into the playwright separately. So this is one of the option, npx playwright test. So here we are telling the playwright to execute this whatever the files which are there into this test folder. So if I type this npx playwright test and hit enter, so it will kind of start my execution here. For now you would not be able to see that execution progress here because we are doing it through directly through the command, right? And we are not using this extension to execute our test case. Okay, by default, see, it is kind of executing our test cases into the all the three browsers because we have not specified into which browser we want to run. There are various different options which we can give through this command. We would be learning it separately into the separate video. Okay, for now it is running those test cases into the headless mode. Okay, so that's it onto the terminal section. From here you can kind of select the different terminal options. See, for now it is PowerShell. You can select this command prompt also. So whatever the different terminal which you want to use, you would be able to use it right from here. You can change it from here. Okay. Now there is one more last option which I want to cover. So once you click here, and there is this theme option, right? So if you click onto this color theme, so you would be able to see the different options to select the theme, right? For now I've selected this dark theme. Let's say if you want to change it to this light plus, default light plus. So see, the theme got changed. So from here you can select the various theme options, and which is suitable for you, you can select that particular theme, right? Let's say if I want to select this red, so you would be able to see it into the your VS Code into the red theme, right? Let me change it to the default, the black one, which I like. This is too reddish. Okay, let me click here, and this is the dark theme. Okay, so that's it onto the theme section. Okay, so these were the various important options which we have covered. Apart from that, you can also explore so many options which are there if it is helpful for you. So that's it from my end for this particular video. If you have any comments, questions or doubts, you can let me know into the comment section below, and stay tuned for the upcoming videos. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day.